for the drain surgeon, Marques Cars. The handicap race makes for very tight racing. On the short circuits, they get away in some different looking cars in this one. And with me is Patrick Dunseith, and you've also done some handicapping in this race, Patrick.
Yes, I didn't handicap this particular race, but I've helped the drain surgeon Marques Cars races for some time now with their handicapping. These guys here at the front, starting at 5-second intervals, and the front car starts 2 minutes ahead of the last car, which is Terry Allen.
It's a couple of laps too, eh? And it was the Mini Marcus got away first. There was Fritz Koch, and then behind him you saw the little Lotus, I think a Lotus 11 there. Willie Crobley actually rode in the TT on a motorcycle here at about 77. Willie's still at it. He's the father of Sim Krobler. As they come down towards us, we've got it nice to see different looking motor cars. There's Terry Allen's Morgan +8, 16th Evert Buerta. There's the Mini Marcus getting swallowed up, because this is what happens in the handicap race. As we get towards the end of the race, they all start to get a lot closer. It's Adrian Smith in the front. Here comes Terry Allen, then it's Evert Buerta. Then the Triumph is
Pierre van Hel in the Triumph, and he's pushing hard. Although these guys in front have lapped him, we've got a big dice here between the yellow Porsche of Evert Buerta, the Terry Allen Morgan, and they're chasing Adrian Smith in the black Porsche 911 Turbo.
Oh, he's going for it. It's lovely to see this mixture of cars, and that V8 Morgan of Terry Allen certainly given a good account of itself against things like Porsche. You reckon Porsche's unbeatable? Well, they're not. Here comes the Morgan. It's a classic looking British motor car, and they've still...
Everett's coming down. He's coming down the inside, and is he going to hang on? No, Terry will. Ominous puff of blue smoke there. Whoops.
He's surrounded, or he's just got him all to all sides of him. But that Morgan handles round those corners. It gets late on the brakes. Just when you think Porsches can get away from him, he's staying with him. In fact, passing Evert Buerta in the yellow Porsche on the way and going flat out.
Gee, that was an awesome maneuver, and Terry just hanging in there.
And taking on Adrian Smith as well, and going to the front. So here we are, new leader. Looking very good in that Morgan. They're pushing it along. What do you reckon they rev that to, Patrick?
I would think it's a V8 engine, so it's probably 6,500, and he's pushing it quite hard. I think it's quite a new motor, so he's going for it.
Right, coming up the road in the Alpha is Giuseppe Martini in number 33. And then we've got the MGF Carlo de Castro just behind him, the little MGA. There's I reckon, a terrible motor car to work with. It's got such a small bonnet to get anything in the motor, a twin cam motor under the bonnet. Nice looking British sports car. Unfortunately, all gone off the market as far as it goes now. But they've been great cars over the years. Alpha's still looking the classic car, never seems to tire. Mini Cooper there coming down the road is Dave Pepper.
Dave Pepper, yes. One of our drain surgeon senior racers. Been at it for about 3 or 4 years now, and really loves it. And I believe he's, can't believe it, a young 71.
A young 71 still racing in that little GTS. Here he goes, and quick out of that corner as well, because that is a very bumpy corner at the bottom of the circuit. Whoopsie, Terry Allen's starting to pull out, and he's going to put his hand up from the lead. He's going off. The nice part about Lichtenburg, Patrick, that he's just going to motor back into the pits. They go in the back of the pits and take up his spot in the pits.
He doesn't have to go all the way around. Takes the shortcuts. And here goes Michael Turner in that beautifully turned out GSM Dart. Mike's a great racer, always very passionate, drives very hard. Is he going down the inside? Yes, I think he's got Fritz Koch there.
And that's the leader coming down the road now. That's the Triumph there of
Pierre van Hel.
Pierre van Hel coming down the road. Here's Michael Turner. Those darts are fantastic. South African developed, handling. I mean, they stick to the road like elites. The Mini Marcos of Fritz Koch. And 33 is Giuseppe Martini, looking very good in those Alphas. They never seem to grow old as he comes up the road. And it's the Dart giving a good account of itself. The Mini Marcus is still in there. It started on the limit in this race. Evert Buerta is behind in that yellow Porsche with Adrian Smith just behind him.
Yeah, and here my personal favorite is this little Mini Marcus. It was found in Rudderpoort underneath a tree, and Fritz Koch and his 2 sons built it with the help of the Nathans, and a really pretty car which has done really well.
It's lovely, It's something to, and a lot of wood goes into a Mini Marcus.
A lot of wood. You can see he's got a little tassel hanging on the back there. This is his very first race, and he told me that he'd spent about an hour practicing at Midmall the previous Sunday, so still very much a novice.
And all the time we thought that little bit of ribbon he'd gone through the fence, but it isn't. This just shows that he's actually a novice. There's another one there too. 159 is Justin Ladner in the little Datsun 1500. Here are the leaders now coming up the road. Pierre van Hel, then it's Michael Turner, then Justin Ladner, and not too far in this race to go.
Yeah, we got Evert pushing very hard in the yellow Porsche. He's just taken a place off Giuseppe Martini. I love that Alpha. It's so beautifully turned out. I think this is his second race, so he's also doing a fine job.
Yes, and they handle well, neutral handling anywhere you find Alpha's racing. They've kept the flag flying, certainly for Alfa Romeo. And the leader now is the dart there of Michael Toner. Here's Pierre van Hel coming down the Triumph. And Triumphs have made some lovely looking cars over the years.
Yeah, that's a GT6 and it flies, but I think he's going to get eaten up by that yellow Porsche of Evert Botha there.
For a lot of powers, he comes up the road. They're going to get the flag, and Michael Toner wins this race ahead of Evert Botha. And then it's Pierre van Hel, and Justin Ladmore comes in just behind him. So the results, when they added up all the handicaps, you found some of them exceeded the handicap times, and Martini actually won it ahead of John Tyle and Dave Pepper. And have a look at all those other cars were disqualified for breaking out of their times.
It was a difficult one, but I think from my point of view, it was the first or second race of the season, and my second race overall. A difficult track, very bumpy, so I think the guys found it difficult to find the right time during qualifying, and made it a little bit easier for the guys who were able to find the speed fairly quickly, I think.
Second heat, what's the strategy there? Everybody else got to be very cautious.
As fast as possible and as consistent as possible. That's about it, and see what comes out of it.
Okay, we've got two cars going to start together here. That's Carlos and John Tilley. And let's see what happens. A bit of wheel spin, and off they go. And, well, John's trying to get on the left. Whoops, let's go down the right. Has he made the pass? I think he has.
And that Morgan's got what motor?
That's got a V8 motor, so...
a lot of steam, and it shows it against these Porsches. There he's head of the Porsche now coming down the road. That's Adrian Smith, and then we've got the winner of the first race just behind him, Giuseppe Martini.
Oh, bit of tyre squealing there. Here comes Justin Ladner down the road.
Right, so the Morgan's in the front, ahead of the Porsche, and it keeps coming past him too. It's also a V8 motor in this car. No, the Porsche's got him as he goes in there. Adrian Smith's got to the front. This is the order as they go around the circuit, get onto the brakes. It gets a very tricky section, this one.
Yeah, John's not giving up. He's pushing hard. He wants to stay with that Porsche because he needs to make it down the field and overtake a few of the front runners to unlap himself.
And you can't believe it. That Porsche there, just idling his way out of that corner, is a 1969 Porsche, but updated over the years, got a turbo motor in it, and it really gives a good account of himself. Here's the leader, the Mini Marques GT of Fritz Car, sitting in the front, and they've got quite a way to make up there, Patrick.
Yep, in fact, there are two guys ahead of them, that's Bob Thompson and Pierre van Hel, but they've gone so far into the distance, I'm sure they must have broken their handicaps. Oh, it sounds like the Porsche's had some problems there with brake squealing like hell, and he has. He's lost his place now back to John Tilley.
And just the side of the road, Dave Pepper's gone. Of course, that's the father of Ian Pepper, grandfather of Tasman Pepper, into racing out there in the Far East. So it's Adrian Smith gone back up the field a bit. Ahead of them is still the Marques. The dart hasn't started to appear yet with Michael Toner. He's somewhere in the picture as well, but I must say...
Oh, John Tilley nearly smacked Adrian up the back there, pushing so hard.
He's pushing very hard in that motor car.
We're waiting for the yellow Porsche of Evert. He must also be pushing quite hard with Michael Toner, but these three guys here are at the front and chasing the Marques.
And they've got to keep pushing along because the field will suddenly appear in their mirrors, and you can't loaf at the beginning of these races. You've got to push on as hard as you can, as the dart is seen in the distance with Evert Botha just behind him.
That Alpha's giving John Tilley a hard time, so you've got, I guess, a 2-litre motor playing 3.5 litres there. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Standard
motor as well. Nothing much done to that Morgan motor that come up towards us. And in the distance, Evert Botha, and here comes Michael Toner flying along in their dart, and they do go flat out through this right-hander. There's okay, watch the dart, the speed of that dart through there. Fantastic little handler, made in the early 60s, down in Cape Town, Bob van Niekerk, Willie Meissner, a brilliant little motor car. Great handler, just seems to know no limit when it gets into corners. It actually almost takes wheels off the go. You can just see underneath they bounce their way through there. Well, hardly bounce, but it sticks to the road like glue. Here's the Mini Marques, and here comes the pack. This is the order of the field. Adrian Smith is second, Giuseppe Martini. I know he's got Tilley on his inside. Is he going to be able to do it? Does he take the Morgan? No, he doesn't. Nice classic looking car. I was just going to say earlier, Patrick, those Morgans have got order books full for the next couple of years, and it's only manufacturer left in England building specialised sports cars.
I think that's absolutely right. I think the man you need to talk to is Terry Allen, but yeah, I think they're still going strong.
Yeah, wonderful car. They don't date at all, do they?
They don't. I love, there's Michael Toner pushing hard. He doesn't break through that corner, and that little car's got a 1600 Ford Kent motor, and he's up there dicing with the 3 litres of the Porsches.
Yeah, here he comes, and he's very much in evidence. The Mini Marques got it at the moment, going down the hill to the bottom corner. It's a bumpy approach. when you get onto the brakes, it is really bumpy. And here comes Evert Botha.
Yeah, Evert's coming strong now. He's pushing really hard. He wants that first place, and Mike pushing too. So let's see what... Oh, and here comes Giuseppe trying to come down the inside. No, he didn't make it stick. John Tilley kept his foot on the floor there.
He's definitely going to not outbrake that Morgan. Here's a flag out. It's Evert Botha gets it ahead in the mini Marques and Michael Toner in third position. Then the handicappers get to work to see if anybody's exceeded the times they nominated. And who came into the results? It was Michael Toner in the dart ahead of Adrian Smith, that black Porsche. John Tilley was third, Giuseppe Martini was fourth, and Justin Ladner fifth.
It's been a very good day. Lichtenburg's always the best. We leave early in the morning, drive up, pump the tyres, race the car, pack the car, let the tyres down and go home. And it's a great way to spend the day.
Talk to me about the car, but specification of the car.
It's a Morgan Plus 8, 1976 model, with the standard 3.5 litre motor in it. It hasn't been modified in any way. It's still got the same lever arm shock absorbers and same setup as in 1976. And a great pleasure and a great fun to drive in all sorts of ways.